All right. Anyway, sorry about that. Just wanted to say good morning to everybody. Eric Hartstone from Phoenix is with us. Eric's got a wealth of experience within the insurance space. He was Rookie of the Year for Sabres Partners when he first came on board with them a few years ago, done a lot of other cool stuff, and he's really knowledgeable on this product and how he can make it work for you. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Eric, and let you take it away.
Thanks, Mike. I really appreciate it. I kind of smile when you mentioned, I know I had forward on the bio in the Rookie of the Year. I've actually been in the industry for over 20 years. I've been with the Phoenix companies coming in on 8 years, and Sabres Partners is a sales division of the Phoenix companies. So I think you'll see over the next 20 minutes what's made us so special in such a short period of time in the fixed indexed annuity space. But this morning, I first wanted to thank the agents for taking time out of your busy schedules this morning on a Tuesday. I also want to thank American Independent Marketing. They've been around for decades, over 30 years of traditions of truly partnering with their agents in the field. And if you just go to their website or speak to somebody like Mike Anderson, you truly get a feel of all the programs and the support they offer. So this is a privilege for me. As I mentioned, over the next 20 minutes or so, what I'd like to do for those agents that haven't written life insurance or annuity business with the Phoenix in the past, share briefly with you our history and a couple of our achievements over the years. And then wanted to share, secondly, a program that we designed in coalition when we were first entering into the indexed annuity space several years ago. How could we also add value to the agents and the clients in one clear swoop? And this program is called Plan Right, Retire Right. Again, brevity is going to be important out of respect for your time, but there's some statistics and some research that I believe, based on doing these, that will really, really be helpful for you, the agent advisor, to take back out into the field. The program doesn't mention anything in the way of product. It's not a sales pitch, but it does a nice job in helping gain a client's understanding of where they are and where they want to be post and pre-retirement, or just retirement if that's where they are, and so forth. So then I want to finish up thirdly, or finally I should say, on the product. What's made our concept so unique? Spent about 10 minutes on that. Our personal income annuity has literally propelled us to be a top 10 player in just a short period of time. The personal protection choice. Nobody else out there is lump sum death benefiting the way we are, and that would be a rider. We also have a nursing home rider that's unique, and so those two products mesh together. They're the same income engine, if you would, and I'll go into more detail in just a few minutes. And then finally finish up on our premium bonus product. We write these products up to age 85. Nobody else out there is offering a premium bonus as high as we are for older issue ages. So a lot to talk about. I will make this as simplistic as possible, and brevity will be important as well. So let me first jump in. You can see on our screen here, Phoenix has a long-standing history as well. We're founded in 1851. You see we insured President Abraham Lincoln in 1865. But it's the accolades and achievements that we've had over the years. And I promise you I will not be going through every one of these. But some of the highlights from a life insurance standpoint of view: in the 50s, we're the first life insurance company to reduce premium rates for women. In the 60s, we're the first life insurance company to reduce premiums for non-smokers. You fast forward to the 2005 range, we were the first insurance company to roll out spousal continuance on these living benefit riders that are so prevalent out there, meaning both a husband and wife can continue the enhanced benefits and income streams and so forth. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a couple minutes. On this piece, I purposely had this one-pager, if you would. I also wanted to just share briefly or highlight our balance sheet. Again, anything that I show here, or I should mention for the first time, anything that I show here is on our website. Mike Anderson and his team has access to everything as well. So I strongly encourage you to call AIM, American Independent Marketing, for any of these pieces. But you can see our statutory assets, approximately $13.6 billion on reserves. Truly, we have the ability to pay every claim out there. and more so than that. We're only a $21 billion company, roughly, so more of a boutique, if you will, but having $13 billion of statutory reserves, in my mind, makes me proud that our balance sheet is strong. And so that's just a brief snapshot of where we are from a financial overview. Let's get right into the plan right, retire right concept. And so what Phoenix has really done, as I said, is several years ago when we first entered the fixed index annuity space, we had consultants come in and try to design a program, and I think we've done it effectively to talk about concept and concerns and risks, if you will, that not only the agents are dealing with on a daily basis, but what the clients are coming to the agents with. And so this plan right, retire right, if you like it, we have it on PowerPoint. We have principal invitations. We have a brochure and a worksheet. I think the worksheet is amazing because it actually encourages that client to participate with you, the agent advisor, in the sense that you're identifying your expenses, shelter, food, healthcare, travel, personal insurance, etc. You're also identifying your lifetime income sources, Social Security, pension, annuities, if there are some. You're identifying your assets with the client on this worksheet, IRAs, 401ks, etc. Reoccurring temporary income, as the worksheet continues to go, with part-time work, if there's rental income. And so I think it's very inclusive, and it gets that client engaged. So really the theme of this plan right, retire right is gaining an understanding where the client is today, being able to plan for the risks. We mentioned in this piece 5 risks that you'll see throughout the presentation, and then securing the retirement of your client, which you all are experts on. And so just to fly through this or be very brief, in this piece, what I like is how this sets it up. It makes a comparison of what once was retirement 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago versus retiring now. Very few employers in the then box, and I can just think to my own family. My father was with a mutual fund company for over 25 years, essentially one job, whereas kids coming out of college are slated on average to have over 10 to 15 jobs before they enter even their 40s. Guaranteed pension plans, you're going to see me finish up on this literally in a couple minutes and share with you a couple statistics that I think are amazing, and it bodes well, very well, in my opinion, for why a client is desperately in need of an agent advisor like yourself. More stable Social Security then. If you think 10, 15 years ago, we had more money in that Social Security pot of gold, if you would, and of course now we're coming in on an era that we're running out of those monies. Booming economy. If you can just think back before the tech bubble in the late 90s, we didn't have significant drops like we have. Market down, or the Dow Jones, as example, down 300, 400, 500 points on an ongoing basis. So the volatility wasn't present the way it is now, and what you all are facing, the agents, and having to work through with that with your clients. And life expectancy finally is longer. As you know, you're dealing with that firsthand. My own personal experience, my grandfather had passed over a decade ago. My grandmother is in assisted living at 97 now. So again, you're going to see a statistic just coming up as we finish up that I think is very pertinent. So Employee Benefit Research Institute also weighed in on this. Only 1/3 or 32% of working Americans are confident they'll have enough money to live comfortably through retirement. But here's where I think this is worth spending a minute on, because again, this bodes exceptionally well for why a client needs an agent advisor like yourself to guide them through. If you look in green, defined benefit plan, basically a pension plan. This study started in 1980, or when it went back through, and it's done by the U.S. Department of Labor. In 1980, 60% of the working population had some type of promise of payment based on years of service and salary, basically a pension in retirement. 60% of the working population. If you fast forward to 2008 when this study went through, 7% of the working population has some type of promise of payment or pension plan in retirement. In comparison, in 1980, 17% of the working population had a defined contribution plan, IRA, 401k, really having to make their retirement themselves. You fast forward to 2008, 67% of the working population had to count on themselves, basically, or an agent to set them up or guide them with an IRA, a 401k, or Roth. So this statistic right here, this study, I think is absolutely amazing. In my opinion, bodes very well for why it's so critical for a client that needs guidance out there. Companies aren't paying pension plans like they once did, and we're really having to count on, as you see that in blue, 67%, ourselves, agents, advisors, to set the stage for retirement. Here's another important statistic that I think is very not only credible, but pretty telling in the sign of times where we are today versus over a decade ago. And this is for employers with over 500 employees, working population in the United States. In 1993, 40% of companies that had over 500 employees offered some type of health care in retirement. You fast forward to 2009, 21% of those large companies were offering some type of health care in retirement. Health care being offered in retirement by companies is going the way of the dinosaur. It's going to become non-existent. You all see what's going on on the news every day and about health care and so forth. And so you have just seen a couple of amazing studies and facts as far as pensions going the way, away, I should say, and then healthcare the same way. So as we kind of come to the tail end of this, again, what you all are experts in and taking stock of where your client is, I think our worksheet can be helpful for some of those that might be looking for a way to get the client more involved, inventory assets, potential income sources, making sure the client does have a 401k, or I should say an IRA, and that it's funding and so forth, and considering rolling over their 401k. Maybe they're not still at that company. And so I mentioned initially as we come to the tail end about the 5 risks out there, and I just wanted to share with you a couple other real quick statistics. But if you think in terms of the 5 risks that we felt as though that were really important, that one, the agent advisor is facing through their client, and the clients are coming to them, last minute or just coming to them in general: longevity, healthcare, inflation, investment performance, and lifestyle. So I just wanted to focus on several of them. Longevity: you have a husband and wife that's age 65, there's over a 36% chance that one of those spouses is going to live into their 90s. Clearly, with my own family, my grandfather had passed over a decade ago. My grandmother is going to be 98 in November, so this is very pertinent and realistic for somebody like myself. But obviously, we're living longer. If a client doesn't have money to fund, then maybe it's not such a great thing of being able to have advanced medicines and us being healthier, if you would. Here's another important piece that I thought was worthy. This is for a husband and wife, a couple that are in 20 years in retirement. This study is assuming the clients are 65. Almost $500,000 that over a 20-year period that this couple would have to spend out of pocket for medical expenses. Medigap insurance, roughly $67,000. Healthcare premiums out of pocket, $211,000. 3 years in assisted living facility, $114,000. I think that number is a little bit low based on my own experience. In a 1-year skilled nursing home, $75,000. So it adds up, and it adds up quickly. Just to finish up on the plan right, retire right piece, and let's jump into product and concept. You all have seen this 1,000 times in 1,000 different ways. But if you just think in terms of prescription drugs, the cost of college tuition, even gas, inflation definitely is not in check at the 3% that historically it has been. So you'll see, again, as we go through, as a reminder, through the different slides on product, the plan right, NAMICA up there. We really try to outline that initially. And so there you see those 5 risks. And if you think of in terms of these 5 risks, what we're doing out there in the way of our products, I think it really makes sense. And so The first concept or product I want to talk about is the personal income annuity. These are very simplistic concepts. They don't have 1,000 different moving parts. So in terms of a client coming to you, maybe they need to fund college for their grandson or daughter. Maybe they just need enough money to live by. They have some savings in the bank, so to speak, but they're running short. The reality of what Phoenix does is we take that premium amount from the client and enhance it significantly with an income bonus, okay? So what we're doing, and we'll use $100,000 throughout the tail end of our presentation as we go through the product, is that for the personal income annuity, if a client is looking for income immediately within 30 days of setting up the contract in the first several years, then you're going to use the Income Today rider choice. If the client is looking for income long-term, looking to create a pension or a 401k, whatever the case may be, this is for a client that's looking for income in 4 years and beyond. And so let's focus initially on the Income Today. Client brings $100,000 to the Phoenix, and the agent really. What Phoenix is going to do is bonus them an income bonus of 30%. So that $100,000 now turns into a benefit base of $130,000. When I say benefit base, all that means is that the amount of money that we're going to take a percentage out each year based on the client's age as a guaranteed income stream. So if you look at the framework here, we're going to be focusing on the living benefits and riders. In a few minutes, we'll go over the investment side when we get into the personal protection choice. The nice thing about that personal protection choice is it's the same exact income delivery as what we're talking about now, with the exception it has 2 additional riders, a lump sum death benefit that no one seems to be able to beat, and a nursing home rider. So again, for that client that's running short now or is looking to fund something, whether it's college or life insurance, whatever the case is, Phoenix is going to bonus them immediately for income at 30%. If that client can wait till year 2, Phoenix is going to take that $100,000 and give them an income bonus of 37.5, so they have a benefit base of $137,500. Based on their age, we're going to give them a percentage of that $137,500 for the rest of their life. If they wait till year 3, we're going to give them a 45% income bonus, so that benefit base is $145,000. We'll give them a percentage of that guaranteed for the rest of their lives. This is money that they wouldn't be able to find anywhere else. Nobody else out there, whether it's a bank, a wirehouse, any other type of vehicle out there, is not delivering income in the way that we are at a significant increase. And by the way, if the client didn't need income in year 3, every single year, basically 4 through 20, because you can reset this, we're going to offer 3% simple interest to increase that income. Keep in mind, you're still invested or indexed with your premium, so that $100,000, you may choose to go into the S&P 500, you may choose to go into a fixed account, you may choose to go into a combination of a fixed account and an index account like the S&P 500 or Dow Jones. But again, I just want to cover off on the living benefit riders initially and how these work, okay? Now, we've talked about a client needing money initially, and I'm going to show you in the next couple of slides what an actual illustration looks like so it gets less confusing for us. But we talked about the income today. Let's focus on the income tomorrow. Again, if you can envision a client that doesn't have a 401k or doesn't have a pension or Social Security isn't going to be enough long term, what Phoenix is doing is taking that $100,000 that you, the agent and the client, brought to us and giving that client a 14% simple interest roll-up every single year for 10 years, or upon turning on that living benefit. So again, a client that's looking to create some type of income stream after 4 years and beyond, nobody out there can beat what we're doing as far as delivering that income. So 2 different ways of delivering income. You have to tell us up front whether it's going to be income today, your client's looking for income immediately or within the first several years, or you check the box income tomorrow on the application. This works very well for spousal continuance. Just a quick sales idea, and we'll actually go to the illustrations, is that for qualified money in IRA, for example, you can only have one owner per the IRS, but all you've got to do is check off spousal continuance on the application. just say it's the husband's IRA, he passes away first, the wife would be able to continue that income stream or vice versa. So here's an example of the type of income payments we're paying out. If you're 60 years old and you wait 1 year, and again, we'll see this in an illustration or a couple illustrations coming up. Age 60, wait 1 year, off that $100,000. Again, this is the income today. Basically, they've gotten 37.5% income bonus. We're paying out $5,926. If you're age 64 and you wait 1 year, $6,408. Age 69 and wait 1 year, $7,081. If you look at the cash flow rate off that $100,000 you initially put in, after waiting 1 year, essentially getting 5.9% cash flow rate or return back in income on your money, 6.4% on a 64-year-old and 7% on a 69-year-old. So I think that's impressive. And again, I stand by there's no place else out there that you can accomplish and get the same amount of income. Income tomorrow, you wait 5 years for a 60-year-old that's now 65, $7,718. If you're age 65 and wait 5 years to age 70, $8,483. If you're 59 and wait 3 years, $6,532. These are guaranteed income streams. They're guaranteed for the rest of the client's lives. It's not annuitization. These are systematic withdrawals that are guaranteed. You can dial them down. You can turn them back on. You can turn them back off. You can turn them off in any 1 year if you didn't need that income. But the bottom line is we're delivering income, and this is our top-selling income vehicle that I'm showing you. Let's take a look at a couple illustrations here. Here's that $100,000 we talked about. This happens to be a 64-year-old client. Again, this is the income today. You saw me talk initially about the 30% income bonus immediately, 37.5 in year 2, and in year 3 it's a 45% income bonus. So this client was going to turn on income after the first contract anniversary, and so that's why you see year 1. For the 64-year-old that is now 65, we're guaranteeing $6,408 for the rest of their lives. Again, they can turn on the income stream, they can dial it down, they can turn it off, and they can turn it back on. So that's the neat thing about this concept. And I mentioned if this was a husband and wife, let's just assume hypothetically the husband turned on the income stream after the first contract anniversary and was getting $6,408. Let's say the husband passed away in year 4. As long as spousal continuance was checked off on the application, even if it's qualified money, we absolutely honor that. The wife would continue to get the $6,408 for the rest of her life. I will tell you, you'll have to work with Mike's team, Mike Anderson's team at American Independent Marketing. We have a sales desk that is fully involved to answer questions, but I want you to run the illustrations. Spousal is a little bit less income, about 50 basis points, 0.5% less, but I'm just using this as an example, so the numbers won't be exactly the same. Let's go to another example. This is the income tomorrow strategy. Remember we talked about that 14% simple interest roll-up on the premium every single year? Well, there it is right there. However, this client that's 58 in 4 years now is going to turn on that guaranteed income stream and is guaranteed $6,848 for the rest of his life. Okay? So again, client 58 coming in and at age 62 turned on that living benefit and had access to a guaranteed income stream that they wouldn't have been able to achieve anyplace else. By the way, if this client just let that $100,000 grow by the 14% simple interest over 10 years, the benefit base would be $240,000, and the guaranteed income stream would be $10,560. So just to be clear, this benefit base is a combination of the premium and the income bonus, and then based on that client's age, we're going to give them a percentage of that each year, which is the annual income protection. Okay. Let's do one more. Again, this is the income tomorrow strategy. This client is 60 years old. He waited 5 years to turn on the living benefit. Every single year, his benefit base was growing at a 14% simple interest rate. $7,718 is guaranteed for the rest of his or her life. Essentially what was done is created a 401k or pension-like product. Okay, this is RMD friendly. meaning that if the client needs to take out their required minimum distributions, or you're allowed to take up to 10% free amount every single year, you can do that. Keep in mind your living benefit guarantee amount will be reduced by proportionally what you've taken out. But you do have that availability that you can take out 10% every single year, up to 10%, and it is RMD friendly. So the number's a little bit small on this illustration, but this, again, is that personal income annuity, which we've been talking about. This is the income tomorrow strategy, which has that 14% simple interest roll-up. But this client is 60 years old and is taking out their RMDs every single year. So basically, over a 10-year period, they've taken out $2,000 every single year. And basically what we're looking at here is, as I mentioned, even though that money's coming out, that 14% simple interest is rolling up every single year, and you're increasing your income. First year, you're taking out $2,000 off the $100,000. Your benefit base goes to $98. The next year, 14% simple interest takes it to $109. Even though you're taking out $2,000 at the end of the first contract anniversary, going into year 2, same scenario, taking out $2,000, your benefit base is growing by 14% simple, and so forth. So my point is, you can take out RMD, required minimum distribution, or systematic withdrawals or partial withdrawals, however you want to phrase it, and still be able to grow your income. And I think that's an important point, because our roll-up is so high. In this case, I'm using the income tomorrow at 14%. Whether it's $1,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, the growth because of those high roll-ups is very apparent. And so, with that said, let me jump into the next product, which is the Personal Protection Choice product. And so we're coming in on the tail end of the presentation, and I just want to set the stage, is that personal income annuity is the same way we deliver income on the Personal Protection Choice, with the difference with the Personal Protection Choice, there's a lump sum death benefit that rolls up at 10%, and a nursing home rider, which we call CARE, that'll help fray some of the nursing home care costs or in-home care. It's a 2-for-1 rider at 250%. So the first 3 questions, we've talked about it: longevity, how long will my retirement last? Will I need an assisted living or nursing home care? Gives you the average cost, and will there be anything left for my family? And that's, they're talking about wealth transfer and our enhanced death benefits. So there's the Personal Protection Choice name up top. And again, we just went over the income today and income tomorrow. You have to choose that on the Personal Protection Choice, whether you think your client is going to need income immediately within the first several years, or they're going to need income longer term. So you have to tell us if you want the income today or income tomorrow. Of course, you have to tell us up front if you want spousal continuance. But the nice thing about the Personal Protection Choice is the riders are a la carte, meaning that you can just choose the CARE rider, which is the nursing home / in-home care, or just the family rider, which is the lump sum death benefit, or you can have both the lump sum death benefit and the nursing home rider. The income today or income tomorrow choice is standard. So we're delivering income, and we're also guaranteeing a death benefit as well as a nursing home rider as well. And so you've seen this already, the income today, income tomorrow choices on the Personal Protection Choice. Here's the nursing home rider, okay? This isn't going to pay for every single thing if a client goes into a nursing home, but what it will do is it'll help fray some of those costs. And so for a client that is 70 or younger at issue, Phoenix is going to give 250% of the guaranteed living withdrawal benefit. So you saw a couple of slides ago with the income today and income tomorrow riders, and this happens to be income tomorrow, that just say this is 6 years down the road and the client's turning on the income stream. What Phoenix is essentially going to do is, again, the client's gotten $6,222 as the income tomorrow income stream. He turned it on in year 6. He actually went into a nursing home that same year we're now going to give that client 250% for a maximum of 5 years of the $6,222. So this client in that nursing home is now getting $15,555. So that's where I identify on our nursing home rider the 250%. If you're 70 or younger, Phoenix is going to give you, if you go into a nursing home after a 2-year waiting period, 250% of the guaranteed living withdrawal benefit. That's that inflated income amount that we're guaranteeing for a maximum of 5 years. If it's a husband and wife scenario, they still have a maximum of 5 years. Let's say the husband goes into a nursing home after the second contract anniversary, which is right in line with the 2-year waiting period. He's in a nursing home for 3 years. He gets out. 20 years later, the wife goes into a nursing home. We still are going to guarantee 2 years of the guaranteed living withdrawal benefit at $15,550 if you use that example. After the maximum of 5 years, the payments go back to the inflated amount, the guaranteed living withdrawal benefit rider. So this care protection rider, to sum it up, is if a client goes into a nursing home, 70 or younger at issue, we're going to give them 250% of the guaranteed living withdrawal benefit. I mentioned this is a 2-for-1. If they're unable to perform 2 of the 6 ADLs, eating, bathing, continence, etc., after a 2-year waiting period, we're going to give them 175% of the guaranteed living withdrawal benefit, the same way we were given 250. Okay, you can see the benefits paid up for 5 years. There's a second available after the second contract anniversary. You do want to be aware that we do have knockout questions, so if the client has been treated or diagnosed for heart disease, stroke, Parkinson's, rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, Alzheimer's, or been denied long-term care insurance within the past 2 years, they're not going to be able to get the care rider. But the nice thing is if they don't qualify for that care rider, they still can get this lump sum death benefit that is unique to the industry. What makes it unique? Well, I just said it. It pays out in a lump sum manner. Most, if not all, the other competition out there are paying a lesser amount for a lump sum scenario. Usually it's contract value. What Phoenix is doing, up to age 70, we're giving that client 10% simple interest on that initial $100,000. We'll see that in an example coming up on the next slide. Once the client turns 71 to age 85, we're giving that client a 5% simple interest roll-up. 2 things we have to be aware of on the family protection or enhanced death benefit. The moment you turn on that guaranteed living withdrawal benefit, my roll-up stops on death. So if you're going to turn on the income stream immediately, it may not make sense, or probably doesn't make sense to have this enhanced death benefit. The other thing we have to be cognizant, the roll-up stops, the 10% of the 5%, at age 85. So if you have a client that's 82 or 83 or 84, because remember, we write this up to age 85, you're going to want to think about putting it on, because you're essentially paying a fee of 1.15% annually for the rider. So that's all in, 1.15. Okay. Now, if you just had the nursing home rider with the income today or income tomorrow choice, it's 95 basis points. All right. And so that's the personal protection choice. Very similar to the personal income annuity, with the exception that you have an enhanced death benefit and you have a nursing home rider called CARE. That's a 2-for-1, meaning that not only does it pay for nursing home stay, but it also pays for in-home care. And so let's just run through a quick couple examples, and I want to finish up on our premium bonus product, is that here's that withdrawal benefit base of $100,000 and really the premium. This is the income tomorrow rider, and this client has the family, which is the enhanced death benefit, and the care, which is a nursing home / ADLs. You can see that benefit base rolling up at 14% every single year. We've already gone through that. You can see their income increasing every single year. And let's just say hypothetically, this client went into a nursing home in year 5. They had actually had turned on the income stream in the same year, so $5,694. They've entered their nursing home. We're going to give them 250% of that $5,694 at $14,235, guaranteed for a maximum of 5 years. Let's just say the client stayed in the nursing home after the 5th year. Then we revert back to the guaranteed living withdrawal payment, the inflated amount at $5,694. So that's a look at the nursing home rider and the increase. The death benefit, as we finish up, this client was 60 years old. They're essentially going to have 10 years of 10% simple interest roll-ups, because remember, on that enhanced death benefit, it rolls up at 10% up to age 70. Here's the death benefit increase: 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200,000. And that's a lump sum death benefit. Two things to keep in mind: as you're taking income out, whether it's turning on the guaranteed living withdrawal benefit or if it's required minimum distributions, the death benefit does get reduced. So that's important from a fairness standpoint of view to make you aware of that. And also, as a reminder, that the roll-up stops at age 85 or when you first turn on the living benefit rider. One more example before we finish up on the premium bonus product. This client's age 70. They chose the income today with the enhanced death benefit family and the care. And what you're essentially seeing here is that 30%, 37.5, 45% income bonuses in year 1, year 2, year 3. And because this client was 70 at issue, we gave him 1 year at 10% simple interest roll-up on death. And then 71 to age 85, they're getting 5% essentially. And so this is a great way for a client to be able to get into this type of concept, not knowing whether or not they're going to enter into a nursing home or need in-home care, or an enhanced, eventually have an enhanced death benefit to be able to give off to their beneficiaries. But it really gives that client the ability to pivot. This is not life insurance. So the final thought on this death benefit: it is taxable, but you can see the significantly higher percentages of roll-ups out there, and we really do a nice job in that way. I did mention, before I jump back into our premium bonus product, I did mention this is an investment as well. So we just covered off on the income riders as well as death benefit rider and the nursing home rider. But keep in mind, that $100,000 that your client put in is going to be indexed. Your choices, of course, or choice, the 1-year S&P, we have a 1-year Dow, we have a 1-year Euro stock, we have a fixed account currently paying in most states upwards of, let's see, 2.5% on average. So there's some excellent choices out there for the client to make money as well. And so here's the finisher. We just talked about income bonus products, meaning that we bonus that client with income to enhance those payments. This Index Select Gold bonus product is our premium bonus product. I want you to keep one thing in mind as we finish up here. We write this up to age 85. Nobody else out there is delivering income bonuses as high as 8%. We have a sister product called Reflections Gold Bonus that offers an 8% premium bonus. Same exact product, but you all, because you're working through American Independent Marketing, have access to the Reflections product. So in many states, you're getting a premium bonus of 8%, and for older clients, I think it works amazingly well. If you can envision a client replacing another annuity or trying to make up for lost time, if you would, that premium bonus does a really nice job in doing that. And so when you look at our Index Select Gold bonus product, it's a little bit different in the sense that, and this is assuming a 7% premium bonus. We'll get to the 8% example in a second. But what Phoenix is doing is similar to the income today and income tomorrow on the personal income annuity and personal protection choice products. What Phoenix is doing is taking that $100,000 that you brought to the Phoenix, giving the client a 7% income bonus or an 8% income bonus, and that's going to be indexed or invested immediately in the S&P 500, the fixed accounts, etc. But for income purposes, Phoenix is going to take it a step further and compound that $107,000, if you would, by 25%. And so that's for a client that's looking for income immediately. And essentially what you have here is a benefit base that has just skyrocketed up significantly to over $130,000 roughly. We'll give that client a percentage of that for income purposes guaranteed for the rest of their life. So similarly to the personal income annuity and personal protection choice, we are giving the client an income bonus, But before that, we're also giving them a premium bonus as well. So they're getting the best of both worlds, and whether they turn on the income immediately or not, the nice thing of what Phoenix is doing is giving them a 3% compounded rate for the first 8 years. They can actually reset that, so the reset of no less than 3% can go through all the way up to 16 years. So just say, for example, the client didn't need income immediately like they thought, we're going to continue to grow that income, as well as, of course, as we talked about, their monies are being indexed, or their premium indexed, or the fixed account or combination as far as the investment side. So that's the protection today, a 25% income bonus on top of the premium and premium. And this also has a built-in death benefit, similarly to the family benefit on the personal protection choice, with a couple of differences. The roll-up is less. It's 8% for up to 8 years if you're 70 or younger. 71 to age 85, it's 4%. And you do have a choice on this product. It's either a lump sum contract value, or we'll pay out that enhanced death benefit on a monthly basis to the beneficiary over a 3-year period. Not as aggressive as the personal protection choice in a lump summing the lump sum death benefit rider, but candidly, we're at more exposure with the premium bonus and the big premium bonus that we're delivering immediately to that client. And so that's the protection today. The protection tomorrow, again, that $100,000 the client put in, we're going to bonus that. Let's say it's the index let go bonus. Going to get 7%, $107,000. We're going to compound that $107,000 by 8% for 8 years. If the client still hasn't needed to turn on the living benefit, they're going to get 3% compounding on top of the benefit up to year 16. It has that same enhanced death benefit built in. The cost of this is 1.15% per year. Let's see how this looks. This is the income and family protection tomorrow. So it's that 8% compounded roll-up on top of the premium bonus. So the client put $100,000 in. We gave him a 7% premium bonus, $107,000. First year it gets, after the first contract anniversary, at the end of the first contract anniversary, gets compounded at 8%. And so every single year, you are seeing your benefit grow by 8% compounded roll-up up until year 8. And you're also seeing your death benefit increase because this client was 70 or younger at an 8% clip, 107, 115, 560, 124, 120, etc. So what you have here is a premium bonus product that's ready to pay out immediately, but if you buy and hold with it, you're getting an enhanced death benefit that's building up, and your income stream is also building up as well. Okay? And so I also wanted to just jump back quickly and just show you the example because this is really important. In many states, and this is the Reflections Gold bonus product, everything is the same with the exception you all have access to the highest premium bonuses that we offer. This is an 8% premium bonus. You've already seen this before. We talked about the protection today. The client's looking for income within the first 3 years. The protection tomorrow on our premium bonus product. And what the result is that this is using the protection today. The other two examples I just showed you with the 8% compounding, the protection tomorrow. There's that $100,000 the client put in, plus the 8% premium bonus, $108,000, compounded by 25%. You see it right there, the 25%, and you have a benefit base of $135,000. We're going to give that client a percentage of that for the rest of their lives. Again, it's systematic withdrawals. It's not annuitization. So we talked about a bunch of things today. Let me just pull this back in. We talked about the personal income annuity, where it's a pure income play. Income today, 30, 37.5, or 45% in year 1, year 2, year 3, if that's the diagnoses. And you can't do wrong in the sense that if you made a client made a misjudgment and they didn't need income immediately, great. You're indexed in the indexed account or fixed account or combination. So hopefully the market continues to show progress like it has. But you know you're going to get an income stream that can't be beat out there at these levels. Now, if they're looking to create some type of pension plan or IRA or whatever the case is for retirement, you have the income tomorrow at a 14% simple interest roll-up. The personal protection choice, same exact income delivery, but you have a nursing home rider / in-home care called CARE, will help defray costs. We talked about that. And you have a lump sum death benefit. And then finally, our 2 premium bonus products. The difference between the Index Select Gold Bonus and the Reflections Gold Bonus is the Reflections Gold Bonus in most states offers 8% premium bonus versus the 7%. And what's so nice about these premium bonus products is nobody else out there in the street is offering up for for someone in their 80s, as an example, the premium bonus the way we are. Here's my final thought, and I'll switch it back over to Mike. Right now, through the end of this year, any business on our indexed annuities is going to get an additional 25 basis points. So again, any business that comes in the door and that is funded by year end is going to get an additional 25 basis points on top of your normal compensation. And so I wanted to mention that. I want to thank you all. I know I threw in a pretty decent-sized chunk of concept and product, but we are clearly on the track again to do just under $1 billion. We've only been in this space for several years, and it's because of agents and marketing organizations that have been around for a long, long time that have given us a shot. So again, I want to thank you all. Mike, can I turn it back to you?
Yes, you can. I appreciate you taking care of everything, and I want to open this up for questions out there. Again, you can either type your question in, or if you've engaged the audio controls, I can go ahead and unmute you, and you can ask your question. So while we're waiting for questions, let me real quick give you my email address. If you want a copy of the slideshow, and I know Eric will get that over to me, go ahead and email me at mike.anderson, S-O-N, at whyaim.com, and I'll get that information over to you. Likewise, if you've got questions on a particular case that you want to talk about, you want to get some illustrations, things like that, shoot me an email with the specifics, and I'll get that stuff out to you right away. So that said, and again, thanks, Eric, for your time. You did a great job. Any questions from anybody out there? Well, hey, sometimes you just dazzle them so much that you've covered everything and there are no questions left. So not a bad spot to be in. So, all right, real quick, again, if you've got a request for the slides or anything else, email me, mike.anderson at whyaim.com, and I'll get that taken care of. And we'll take one more wait here for 10 or 15 seconds to see if we got any questions. All right. Well, Eric, I'm going to call that the webinar version of a no-hitter. Nice job. Appreciate
Mike,
that.
And thanks to the agent.
No problem. Appreciate everybody's time out there. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you all soon. Thanks, Eric. Take care.
Mike. Take care.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.